Hi everybody. I'm going to show how to make Fruit Catcher today. I'm going to be using Scratch. You can go to Create. Scratch is just a really good way to learn the fundamentals of coding, I think. So here you've got uh, player character is what you want. So here you've got the properties. You can name it. You've got your X here, your Y. You could change the direction, whether it's hidden or not. But we're gonna go ahead and basically tell it right and left to make it go right and left. So a lot of programming is event driven. So we see our events, you can't plug them into anything because the event is the beginning of the program, right? So it's event driven. And then we go move, right? And we'll want to go -10. Okay. But then we'll want to make it flipped, right? So the best way to do that, I think, duplicate this and then flip it, just like that. And then we could just change costumes. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So I like to call it a different thing, but that's okay. We'll just stick to this. Okay, so then it goes back and forth. And then let's go ahead and make it to where it catches some food. So I'm going to choose this and go ahead and change the size there. Okay, and then the event we want to start with is start game. We'll do forever, and then we kind of want it to fall, right? So let's just use Y. Let's use the Y axis. So we'll change it by -4, and then we could test and it'll start to fall. Okay, but we want it to restart. So I'm just going to do it by detecting the minimum here. So not exactly the minimum, but maybe a little bit before. So I'll say, hey, if you're less than -175, it looks like the minimum is 180. So we'll just say if your Y position is less than 175, jump to a random position. Okay. And then we'll just hard set the Y to 180. Okay. And then we'll duplicate this a couple times because we'll want to also detect the player character. So let's do that. So if we sense the player character, we need to do that as well, but we'll want points. So to do that, we'll have to do this quite a bit. Make a variable. So go to variables and do points. Okay, and then we'll just go up by 1 to test. So here you have this. Okay, and you're kind of grabbing it. So it's starting to kind of look like a game. And then let's just add a backdrop so that it looks a little bit better. So I like this one. So yeah, now it's starting to look like, okay, we're catching food. Let's add more though. So let's actually say wait, and we'll need this hide and show because I want to make it a clone. So let's go ahead and create a clone right when we start the game. So I think it's right here. Okay. Create clone. When I start as a clone, let's hide, wait for like 3 seconds and show. Okay. So we'll click play and then we should get, okay, another one. And then we'll just copy this code. Sweet. Awesome. So let's see how this looks. Cool. And then yeah, it just looks a little bit more staggered that way. And I like it. And you can add as many as you want. I'm gonna stick with 2 here, but that looks good. Okay, and then let's catch it in a certain amount of time. So you can write game logic in the backdrop as well. I'm gonna stick to the player character. And we'll see why that is in a little bit, but it just actually helps with organizing things this time. But however you like to organize your code is how you do it. Okay, so let's do a timer. So you could say, hey, catch in a certain amount of time. Maybe you also want to do lives. So lives is a good condition as well. So you get a certain amount of lives. I'll just show both just to learn. So lives, time. And so for time, you could maybe do something like, you know, start writing game logic here. So let's set all this stuff. Let's just go ahead and set everything. So we'll set points to 0. We'll set time to 120 maybe, and then lives to 3. So with time, what you could do is you could say, hey, forever, wait a second, and then um, go down by 1. Okay. And then we could just say, hey, if you're equal to 0, so here we could see it's ticking down. And then we could say, right, we'll start doing like game logic stuff here, I think in the player character. So if time is 0, okay, which that'll be in variables. Okay. And we could maybe say game over. So this is why I'm doing it in the player character, because I just want the player character to say game over. Right. Otherwise, I'd probably do it in the backdrop because that's where I like to do game logic most of the time. But then we could just, stop the game. Right. Okay. So that looks good. And then we could, so we've got that. Then we could like maybe do lives, right? So this could be a perfectly good game, right? Just collect as many as you can in 120 seconds, but maybe you don't want that, right? Maybe you want to do 3 lives. So maybe I add a rock, okay? And it'll be pretty easy. You'll just need this. So you can click and drag and then drop this in here. And then you could set this to 25. And we don't want to create a clone though, right? Because that would make it do that. We don't want to. Let's just have one. Um, so that's looking okay. And then you could maybe hide and wait a little bit. And it looks like the minimum is 174. So let's change this to 170. And then maybe we do the hide wait trick here as well. So maybe we hide, show, wait. We could wait 5 seconds, okay, for it to come. So maybe at 115 it should, there it goes. So yeah. And then we'll want to not change points, we'll want to change lives. So change by -1. Okay. And we should get it here in a little bit. Okay, cool. And then it'll start, you know, you're able to hit it. And then maybe it takes away points. But if lives equals 0, we want to end the game, right? I also kind of want to take away points. Okay. And then we can then say, and we can use our or here. So or, yeah, that's good. Okay. Either or, whoops. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we've got that. We've got kind of this rock that makes it more interesting. I think we could maybe just do a power up, and from there, you can add effects or sounds or whatever, or modify it how you want. So, but let's just do a power up because that's I think the last thing this might need. So we'll add this again. I'll kind of reuse this code. And so, yeah, maybe you want it to appear in like 20 seconds or whatever. For now, I just gonna, maybe I keep it at 2 for testing. But what we might want to do, I think, let's just make a speed and then change the speed of the character. So that's another reason why I kind of want this logic here. So what we'll do is we'll set speed to 10, and then we're going to use that in here. But then we'll need to multiply this by -1. Okay, -1, and then we've got speed. So right on. So then we could just do that. So we've got this. Okay, and then I'm going to make this power up a little bit smaller. And then maybe as it falls, it rotates. So it just does that, maybe. Okay, and then what we could do is we could maybe say this. We could say set speed to 10 or 20. We'll set our speed to 20, and then we'll wait a little bit. Maybe we'll hide it as well. So, yeah, that looks good. So we'll do it that way. Show and hide and wait. So we'll hide it, wait. And you see it's like one command at a time, right? We're writing a script here, one thing at a time. So we'll hide, wait 10 seconds, show it again. And then we can go ahead and maybe set it back. So set speed to 10 again. Okay, and then let's test how this looks. So we get this, speed goes up. Okay, that looks good. And then, you could maybe do a looks as well. So you could maybe broadcast a message or something, and make this guy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's send a message, and then I think we'll be done. I just want to add like an effect and maybe change its colors. So let's do that. Let's send broadcast a message. So if you hit it, go ahead and broadcast a message that the player character can receive. So if you receive this message, again, event-driven programming, when I receive this message, let's change colors. So it's change color effect to, I don't know what the default one is. Yeah. Can we do, maybe we just do a costume. So maybe we just do it like this. Let's just do duplicate this. I think it'd be best to do color effects though. What would set color effect to 0 look like? Let me see. Maybe we just do that. Okay, so that would be the default. So yeah, okay, so then maybe that helps. So then maybe we do this. We change color effect. Why isn't it just change color? I think that'd be easier, but let's do just a random number. Okay, I see. So yeah, maybe a costume would be better, but yeah, that's how you would maybe broadcast the message to add an effect. So yeah, you could change the color effect and then change it back. And I would maybe just say wait 10 seconds again, because you know that that's gonna basically do that. So then let's, I don't know why I took that out. Let's just do it like this. Wait 10 seconds. Okay. And then set it back. So let's just do 500 and let's just see how it looks. And yeah, I think a costume might be better. And then one sec, let me set this back. I think I have to set the color effects when we start the game. So set it to 0. If I receive message 1, and then let's play. I feel like it's not going back to K. So we get this for 10 seconds. We should. Oh, does the message 1 shoot? Oh, I see. Oh, it should just, I wish it just, oh, we don't want the and wait. Okay, got it. So, my bad. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we'll want to not broadcast it and wait. We need to just broadcast it. So cool. Then we get that. And then we get that 10 seconds. So we'll do 10 seconds of this and see. Okay, so it does go back. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. So that's kind of how you would do a power up. Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, he gets the star, he turns blue, 10 seconds of speed. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And then you could just add stuff from here. But yeah, make sure to use a just broadcast message one. Don't use a wait. Okay, that's it.